Hey everyone, it's the FinalRound and my name is Jordan, and that last video was the most viewed video I've ever had by far, by like 5,000 views. So thank you all so much for just checking out my video. Hope you do well. The games are still going on right now. It's halftime for the Lakers game. Austin Reeves hasn't taken 1-3, which I think is crazy, and he's leading the Lakers in rebounds, which is also pretty crazy. But we have a huge slate of games. There's a lot of players who are coming into this injured. A lot of guys who are day-to-day. I've been looking at historical data of last year, seeing which teams haven't changed that much, that weren't good defensively against certain positions. I see who has changed, and I'm trying to do the best I can to find some picks and some plays for the day. So I know it's a huge slate, but I wasn't able to find 15 different plays, but I found 6-7 for you that I like. And you're going to see an image that comes on the screen. That image is from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description that'll take you to that app. You can get a 7-day free trial to just check it out. They also have NFL, they have college football, and baseball is kind of coming to an end, so won't help you much there, but and it has NBA obviously, so go check that out. And this episode will be powered by Outlier. And my first pick will be, and my next pick is going to be Lauri Markkanen over 24.5 points. Now he's going up against the Kings, and the Kings were not good against the small forward position last year. The Kings lineup hasn't changed that much this year, and Utah Jazz haven't really changed too much as well. So kind of the same two teams going against each other. In Lauri Markkanen's last 10 games last year, he went over this mark 7 out of 10 games. And in the 2 games that he played against the Kings, he scored 36 points and he scored 28 points, going over this mark pretty easily. He was a breakout player last year, so I expect him to have a good start to the season. Next pick's gonna be Clint Capella over 9.5 points. I know that's probably one you haven't heard from any other person, but the Hornets, their lineup hasn't changed that much either. I know Brandon Miller has joined the team, but when it comes to the big men, they're kind of the same how they ended the season. I know they had Plumlee there, and they still weren't that good defensively against the center position, and they give up a lot of rebounds too all season long. So his last 5 games against Charlotte, he went over this 9.5 mark. I'm not taking his rebounds because they have it at 10.5. It's pretty high. He's going to need 11, so I'm not adding that to the points. You can if you want to, but his last 3 games against Charlotte, he did not go over this points mark, but you'll see before that he was crushing them. So it's kind of a 50-50. I can see him just finding some easy buckets, and this team is pretty easy to score on when it comes to the center position down low. And if you guys could you please like the video? And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? Just say anything. Tell me picks that you like. Leave an emoji. It doesn't matter. Thank you to the people who take time out of their day to leave a comment to help out my channel. So I really appreciate that. And also, I did want to mention, I do look at the injury report before I film. The injury report will change after I film. Jared Vanderbilt was ruled out after I filmed yesterday, and a lot of people let me know that he was out. So all the guys that I'm picking right now, they're listed as day-to-day. A lot of guys are listed as day-to-day for some reason, because they didn't play in their last preseason game. So a lot of ifs. Guys like Darius Garland, questionable day-to-day. We have no idea, but I just want to throw that out there. My third pick is going to be Jordan Poole. Yeah, I think he's going to be one of the top scorers in the NBA this year. I like him over 24.5 points. He's with the Wizards now, and he's going to be like Bradley Beal was. You just go take as many shots as you want, and score as much as you want. You don't have to care about winning. So I used Outlier, and with Outlier I can filter minutes. So I took 35 minutes plus, and I looked at his last 10 games that he played with 35 minutes. and he went over this 24.5 mark 7 out of 10 games. And they're going up against the Pacers, who their lineup hasn't changed too much either. They gave up the second most points to teams last year. They are the Pacers. They play at a high pace, so I feel like this is gonna be a really up and down game. Ton of shots going up, and Jordan Poole is gonna take a lot of shots, a very high volume of shots. In that 35 minutes plus, he took 22.6 shots. He made 3 3-pointers a game with 10 attempts a game. I feel like this is what we're gonna see from Jordan Poole this year, and the Pacers are a great matchup to start off the season for him. And sticking with that game, this being a high-paced game, I'm going to pick one of my favorite players that isn't a Cavalier. He's one of the best passers in the NBA, Tyrese Haliburton. I like him over 9.5 assists. Over the last 10 games of the year, he went over this 7 out of 10 times. He's just one of those guys that he can go out there and get 20 assists. He can hit this mark by halftime. He's just a great passer. His team's healthy, so I'm picking him to go over this 9.5 assist mark. And I want to shout out my partners, as I do every episode. If you don't have some of these pick'em apps, you can check them out with promo code FinalRound11. There'll be a link in the description. It'll be Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper Fantasy, Jock Market, and ParlayPlay. I'm partnered with all of them. Use promo code FinalRound11 on any of those, or use the link in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And actually, Underdog sent an email today. They said match up to $500 for new users, and they didn't give a time frame. They just said that's indefinitely right now until they say it's not happening anymore. So it's up to $500 match for Underdog Fantasy. My fifth pick is gonna be Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Grizzlies. Over 18.5 points. I use the Outlier app and I can filter out Ja Morant and see how he did. He went over this points mark in 6 out of 10 games, 6 out of the last 10 games with Ja Morant out. And against the Pelicans with Ja Morant out last year, he scored 23 points and he scored 40 points. I looked at their depth chart and I'm trying to find scores. They have a lot of guys who are injured. So Steven Adams injured for the year. Brandon Clark is out. Santi Aldama is out. The only other true scorer on this roster is Desmond Bane. And then the next best scorer is going to be Triple J. So they're going to have to get points from somewhere. And after Desmond Bane, it's going to be Triple J. I know Marcus Smart is there, but he's not like a huge scorer. He has his games, but looking for Jaren Jackson Jr. to have a good game here. In my last pick, I'm going to look at one of the rookies. They do not have stats on Outlier yet because they don't have anything. So it's Victor Wembanyama. So much hype around this guy, and I took a look at his preseason games, and there's one thing that just sticks out about him. I know he scored well in the preseason games. You can look at that if you want to. So in the 4 preseason games, he averaged about 20 minutes. He's probably gonna be playing around 35 minutes a game for regular season games. You would think 35. If he gets really close and they need him, maybe 40. But I like his blocks plus steals, and on Underdog Fantasy they have this at 3, so I'm guessing it was at 2.5 and it got bumped up. But just playing 20 minutes in those preseason games, he got 3 block plus steals, 3, 3, and 6 in that last game that he played. So add 15 minutes onto that, and he's going to get blocks and steals with his wingspan. He can even have a bad debut, but just the way he's built and the way he plays, he's going to get blocks and steals. Even if he's nervous, that's just something that's just going to happen. Even if he's missing shots and bad passes, blocks and steals are going to come because of that wingspan. So I like that, and I imagine by the end of the year this line is going to be pretty high. So 3 is probably going to be a steal where we can get it right now. So if you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. The link is in the description. There'll be conversation going on about all kinds of sports there, and conversation about the NBA. And we have Thursday Night Football coming up soon, so conversation there. Everyone bringing their research together. So it's free. It's not a premium. You can hop on in and bring your research. And it takes time for me to look up this information. It took a lot of time to look up just these 6 plays. Just seeing, who was out, and the injury report's huge when it comes to NBA. You have to always look at it because it gives guys opportunities. It takes opportunities away from guys. It's a big part of it, and it's already kind of big for some teams. Like Evan Mobley, I want to take him, but I don't know about Darius Garland. I know Jared Allen is out. There's all kinds of different stuff to take a look at with that. And I think a guy like Evan Mobley needs to take a big step up this year. So if you do well with these picks and you feel like giving back, I have a Cash App and Venmo in the description. You can donate back to the channel. And thank you to the people who do donate. Hope you all do well. God bless you. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.